what is up? Today I am here with my New Year's Eve story time. I've never done a story time ever, and I don't even know if, I guess it is a story time, but it's like a pros and cons too video. So this New Year's, I was fortunate enough to go to New York City with Ryan's mom. She's actually from there. We stayed in Long Island, but we did take a subway to the city like 3 or 4 days in a row. And one of those days, of course, is New Year's Eve because the ball drops in New York City. So I have never ever done it before, but I know it's an experience. I mean, I watch it on the TV every single year and I see crowds of people and those like tall funny hats, which I actually have one now, so that's really cool. I should go get it. Here's what it looks like. I guess the whole thing was sponsored by Planet Fitness. And this one's the coolest one to me out of all the ones I've seen every year, just because it's like an ombre and it has little like diamonds all over it. So that's really cool how they just hand these out for free. I actually like found this one because I didn't grab one when the guy was handing them out because I was too far away. And look, it even has like all the stuff underneath. But anyways, so let's talk about the experience. Is it worth it? Is it not? Is it crazy? Is it fun? I'll get into it all. So let me kind of just describe how the day went. I was told that this was gonna be crazy and it was gonna be cold, and in fact this year, guess what? It was raining. And none of that still stopped me. I am a strong little person and I was tough. I knew I'd make it through. So everyone who was telling me it's too much, that you wanna like enjoy it from the comfort of your home and the warmth and just watch it on TV, and yeah, that sounds nice, but I've been doing that every year, and this is my one opportunity to go to Times Square and see it live for myself, even if it is crazy, which it was. So going there, I dressed the warmest I could. I was wearing like 4 layers or so, like 2 long sleeves, an actual sweater, oh maybe 5, a jacket and another jacket. Like that's what I wore. And then I just wore jeans because I don't know what else you could wear to be warm on your legs. I wore boots, and I wore 2 pairs of socks on each foot. So 2 socks on this foot, 2 socks on the other foot. Of course I had gloves. I had a huge red scarf. Here's a picture. That's pretty much what I wore. And I had a beanie and I curled my hair. I got dolled up because I knew I was gonna take pictures and all that. And by the way, this is all in a vlog. If you want to see it all go down live, not live, but in the moment. So I was prepared for the cold, but for the rain, no. The rain ruined my hair instantly. Not necessarily my makeup, but it did ruin some of my blush. Like one cheek was perfect and then the other one was not. But luckily Times Square has a Sephora, so I went into the Sephora and I touched up there. But for my hair, no. I wasn't even soaked yet until the ball. I'm waiting for the ball. Like Times Square is one huge thing, right? And then there's different entrances to go into a Times Square. All of them were blocked off until a certain time, and they were letting people go in at a certain time. We went in at like 4 p.m. and they said the wait was gonna be like a while, but you can enter through in a different one. We didn't want to do that. We went shopping instead. I went to like Victoria's Secret, Forever 21, blah blah. And then by the time we were done, it was like 8, which is late. That is late if you want to see the ball. Like I didn't even think we had a chance at seeing the ball, and neither did Ryan. He did not think he was gonna see it, but at least we could be there with everyone surrounding us, screaming 10, 9, 8, whatever. And everything was like blocked off. Like all those entrances were blocked off until like 52nd Street. So all the streets before that were blocked off. So everyone just kept telling us, go to 52nd, go to 52nd. Finally we get to 52nd. This is like an hour or 2 later. Now it's 8. We get to 52nd Street and they don't let you bring in umbrellas. And guess what? We bought an umbrella. We bought a $15 umbrella from Target, and it was cute, and I actually wanted to keep it. It was like a pink little umbrella with white little polka dots on it. I was obsessed with it. I was using it. It was saving my hair and my face. And the police, NYPD, they took it and they threw it in the back of their truck, and I had to say bye. Which is fair, because if you go online, which we did before like entering Times Square and all this madness, it does say you cannot have an umbrella, which can be a weapon, and I understand that. It really sucks because that umbrella would have saved so many people's lives that day, but they do allow ponchos. We were gonna get one, but it was at the point where we were so wet, and I kind of mentioned this in the vlog. We were so wet that I knew that wetness did not even exist anymore because I didn't feel wet because of how wet I actually was. Like when I say we were soaked, like it was like we jumped in the pool and we came out and we did not dry ourselves off at all. We were soaked, but we didn't even feel soaked because of how soaked we were. So yeah, imagine that in jeans, 5 layers of clothing, jeans, no much explanation there, and thigh-high boots with 2 pairs of socks on. Oh, and wet gloves. Yeah. So that wasn't fun, and the weather was 40 something degrees, which is cold, but it could be much worse because I've heard it literally was 4 degrees at one year, so I can't complain with 40. We were waiting in the pouring rain for 3 hours. Or 4. It was 3 or 4 hours, maybe 3.5. Let's stick with 3.5. We're in a crowd of people, and honestly it wasn't that crowded. I thought it would have been way worse. Like, yeah, people were body to body, but that's because we were literally in it was honestly a good spot. Like, we could see the ball. Yeah, it was like this big, but we could see it, and versus all the other people all the way down this end of Times Square, they can't see it. We were actually like in front of it. It was just far away. We weren't to the side here, we weren't to the side there. And this is good for 8 p.m. So I think we got lucky. Like, this was a good accident because the people who are there from like 4, even 6 a.m., maybe the 6 a.m. people got in. Because the people at 4 p.m., I think they probably got a worse spot than us, unless they were in our area at the time. I was fortunate for that, but now, within 3 hours of just standing there shivering, I wasn't even shivering anymore because of how cold I was. My body just accepted it. It was torture. Brian and I didn't even really talk. We probably spoke like 10 sentences to each other the whole time, or phrases. And yeah, we were just shivering in the cold, and this rain, I'm not kidding you guys, would not stop. If you are from Las Vegas or any place where it rains, it drizzles a little bit, and then it stops, this was not the place. New York rain, it's hard. You see it in the sky everywhere you turn, and it does not stop. Like, I checked every 10 minutes. Like, first I'd be like this, and I would look, and I saw rain, and I would look back down, and then I would do my routine. I would look at this one stop sign and this one traffic light, and then people in front of me, and then I would listen to who's performing a little bit, and then I would look again, and it was still raining hard. Like, these raindrops hit you, and like it would hit my forehead, and all my makeup on my forehead was gone. And it was that thick of raindrops, and it just never stopped the entire night. By the time we got home, still going. I do not understand. It would not just go away. Even for 10 minutes, it wouldn't go away. I was praying the whole time like, it's just gonna stop. It will stop, and it never did. So yeah, that was pretty rough. And the standing was pretty rough, but I work a job where I have to stand for hours, so it didn't really faze me. And let me tell you, people were dropping like flies. It was literally 11:40, and people were leaving when they've been waiting there forever because they just couldn't handle the weather conditions, the rain, and just all of it, like the crowdedness of it, and they were just tired, they wanted to sit, they couldn't, and they would leave. And people obviously left before that too, and Ryan wanted to be one of them. He wanted to leave like at 10. No, I was a fighter. I was staying. I already made it this far. I traveled across the country to the East Coast for this. I was not leaving. I was getting this experience, and I knew I only wanted to do this one time in my life. This is not a yearly thing. Like, we are staying. So, and that is what we did. He listened to what I had to say about that. Like, I told him I wasn't leaving, and it was funny because he kept pushing the fact. He's like, if you don't feel good, if you feel sick, if you feel tired, just let me know, we can go. Like, and the whole time I was like, like, I get it. Like, he kept saying that. I'm like, dude, do you want to go? Because we're not going. That was funny. So 3 hours just standing in the rain, shivering, being cold, being very, very uncomfortable in your clothing, not necessarily the people around you. I didn't mind standing in, like, I felt like I was like at a festival or a concert or something. Like, I'm used to being in the middle of a crowd and touching people body to body. That does not bother me, but wet jeans and just being uncomfortable bothered me. And I was wearing a bra. My bra was soaked, so yeah, you can imagine how that feels too. So that, it was just uncomfortable. But 3 hours later, when the excitement hit and all the people came together, and those are the people who were staying, and then the sign just kept going. Oh, The sign also kept going off every hour with fireworks and a countdown, but the last one, of course, was obviously the biggest one and the most exciting, and that's when you realize it was all worth it. And I knew it would be because it's, like I said, it's a one-time deal, one-time experience. Of course, you can do it more than once, but that's all I needed. Once I did a 30-second countdown, I was like, this is it, it's almost over. Like, I am so ready. I was so happy. And then just watching the billboards and hearing the performers. We didn't get to see them because obviously we went at 8. If you want to see them, you either have to have like a hotel reservation or you just gotta be there really early, I'm pretty sure. And I'm not a huge fangirl person, so I didn't care to see the celebrities and all that. I was fine watching them on that little screen underneath the countdown, so that was good enough for me. Plus, I got to hear them live. Not super clearly, but you get to hear them a little bit. So, going back to the countdown, when it hit the 10 seconds, I just was like screaming because obviously no one can really hear you because it's so loud, like, it's over, it's over. And obviously it hit 1 and it was midnight. It was 2019. It hit. I was spending my New Year's Eve in Times Square, something I've always wanted to do. And I did see the ball drop like this since it was really little, but I got to see it live and it was just amazing. I had my New Year's kiss in New York, and surprisingly I didn't see much people kiss. I thought it was gonna be like a smooch fest around me, and it was not. I mean, I saw a few, but not as much as I expected. But everyone was just so excited and just cheering, and it didn't matter. The weather didn't matter. You didn't even notice it anymore. And it was honestly an experience to remember. So that's the story. If you are planning on spending a New Year's Eve in New York City for Times Square, that was my experience. The rain is probably the worst part about it. Not getting there, not trying to find a spot for me necessarily, but just the rain. But hopefully it does not rain when you go there. Coldness, if you're a warm, hot person like me, you might survive the coldness, because I survived it, and I turned up the heater to 80 in my room, and like my friends are like, it's hot. But yeah, like I'm a warm person, so if you're a warm person too, I do think you can survive the cold. So that being said, let me know if you found this interesting or not. If you liked it, please give it a huge thumbs up, and if you aren't already, subscribe. Also, if you want to see the rest of my New York trip, I have a vlog channel. Here are some of the videos. So there's like a whole series of my New York trip and my New York vlogs and travel. Go check those out. So yeah, that is how it all went down for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and what do you want to see for 2019? Please leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my videos all of last year, 2018. It really does mean a lot, and I hope we can continue to grow for 2019. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next time.